Grand Theft Auto is arguably the biggest series in the world when it comes to the gaming medium. And with GTA 6 supposedly coming out this year, I will be diving into each GTA starting all the way back from GTA 1 to GTA 5, and well, maybe even GTA 6 this year. I do doubt that though. And with it being basically 3 decades since the release of GTA 1, I want to take a step back and have a dive into this game and just see what the godfather of one of the biggest and most influential series of all time looks like. Okay, so it's been nearly 3 decades since the first GTA was released, as it released all the way back in 1997 on the 28th of November. It was originally titled Racing and Chasing What? And it was actually a police pursuing criminal type of game, very similar to a virtual cops and robbers where you play as the cops. However, straight up Rockstar just decided that this was actually very boring as a game, so they then decided to completely change ideas and routes of what they had already built. And this is where they came up with the idea for Grand Theft Auto. In this game, they wanted players to have the freedom to play and do anything they wanted, which is actually quite interesting considering how Rockstar approached design today. And let me tell you, this game, even before it fully released, but especially during its full release, was highly controversial. I know, Rockstar and controversy, shock horror, right? Newspaper outlets, parents, and even at the time, the Scottish Secretary Lord Campbell of Croy literally condemned this game. Many stated it was an outrageous, violent, disgusting, putrid, and sickening game. But players loved it, and when I say loved it, man, did they love it. You see, whilst the game was very controversial, it sold like hotcakes. And according to statistics, it sold over 3 million copies, which, you know, it may not sound like a lot when you compare it to GTA 5's over 225 million, but remember, this was not only Rockstar's first big seller, it was also the first GTA, and it was only 1997, so a lot of factors to consider here. But yeah, critically and commercially, the game was a success on all fronts. So you may be thinking, what does the first GTA actually play and look like in 2026? I mean, this game series has inspired and changed the gaming industry as we know it today. Surely it must be groundbreaking. Okay, yeah, so obviously this game, which again released back in 1997 on Windows and then PlayStation 1 in 1999, hasn't aged great. In fact, I'm going to be honest, this as a game is not even fun to play or even fun to go back and be like, wow, this is what it used to look like. It is not a slightly enjoyable experience by any means. You see, in GTA 1, you play as one of 8 characters, which I found interesting because again, this mechanic of getting to pick characters is something Rockstar have come back to. However, in GTA 1, they don't do anything special or nothing changes depending on who you pick. And you, much like basically the entire series, play as a gangster trying to make their way through the crime world and climb up the ladder. And that's about as good as it gets. Now look, I want to say I know this game for the time was fantastic. In fact, it did genuinely get praised during its release for having amazing gameplay and a crazy fun gameplay loop and really just being a fun game to play. However, in 2026, it genuinely doesn't have anything going for it. The game is an open world overhead action game where you get levels you have to beat, and by beat I mean get enough money, and the way you get money is by causing just absolute mayhem and chaos and by completing missions. There is a story and there are even some cutscenes.
We're kid, but the shit's hit the f***ing fan. The cops are crawling up my ass with flashlights looking for you. I booked you a flight to San Andreas.
Say that again?
And they're actually pretty cool, but also weirdly creepy, and I can't really put my finger on why, but I feel like a lot of games during this PlayStation 1 era kind of have that same vibe. And one thing which is cool is that all the major cities are even in this game, going all the way back to 1997. You have Liberty City, Vice City, and San Andreas. Look, I just have to say, this is kind of where all the nice things I have to say about the game stop, because now we're really just getting onto the game. Now, starting with the controls are the classic PS1 tank controls. I do now get why they call it that. This game just looks ugly, and I know that's due to the age, but speaking now, when you look at other games from this era, some of them have genuinely aged well. Take the legacy of Kane Soul Reaver, Silent Hill, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and so many more. Unfortunately, GTA 1 just does not belong to that list. The camera in this game, Oh my god, this thing, no joke, will genuinely make you sick. Like, I actually felt ill whilst playing this game. Like, it hurt to play. And I will say, in classic typical old school gaming, the map and just getting to different points of interest is not easy, and you will get lost playing this game. But that just tends to happen a lot with older games, I've realized, and I think that's because a lot of these older generations of games were designed with the philosophy of confusing equals good, which look, I'm all for no hand-holding in games, but there's a difference between bad and confusing game design and just no hand-holding. However, with all that being said, I can genuinely say sometimes I did have fun playing this game. You see, the gameplay itself is actually very fun. It has the core game design ideology and principle loop of what makes GTA GTA. Even in an ugly, sickening game to play, stealing cars, blowing them up, shooting other people, and starting fights is just really fun to do. And I will say it's actually surprising how much stuff is going on in this game. There's lots of NPCs, cars, pedestrians chilling, and even random stuff happening like this. And there is even a fully working train system. Next any Austin video, do all the train lines in GTA 1 connect with each other? And what's even crazier is actually just how much stuff Rockstar have continued to use in the series from GTA 1. From the locations to the wasted system, wanted system, busted system, humor, pay and sprays, and even just the core gameplay ideology itself, you can very much tell that future GTAs were built from GTA 1's foundation. However, it's important to note that with everything I have just said, GTA 1 is actually a very important game, and not just for its era. You see, the first GTA, whilst having not aged great, one, not only was great for its time, but two, was the very foundation for what went on to be arguably the most influential, or at least one of the most influential game series of all time. Rockstar, when GTA 1 was released, were roughly worth, keyword roughly here, around 10 million, and today they are worth around 3 billion and are industry leaders. The GTA series has changed the way we as gamers not only consume games, but the way creatives also think and approach game design itself. Rockstar has delivered some of the greatest games and stories ever, from GTA 4, 5, Red Dead Redemption 2, Max Payne, and really the list does just go on. Whilst all these games look far better and play far better than the first Grand Theft Auto, without GTA 1, none of these titles would exist, and the gaming industry itself would look incredibly different. So I hope you enjoyed this very short deep dive into a very cool, important piece of gaming history. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Have a good one.